Yeah, so you can use that with all different types of categories, so they can just go over and pull off the picture and say, this is what I want. So that's just them communicating with you. Another type of low tech is sign language. So obviously there's like an alphabet for sign language, but most of the time you can just create your own type of sign language. So like if he wanted to do this for milk or this for more, just so that you know what he's saying, and all that type of stuff. So that's another, obviously you don't have to pay to do sign language, so that's another affordable type of low tech technology. So I would recommend using either of these in your home. I know I'm going to use both within the therapy sessions. So now I'd like to, any questions about those?
Do you think that, like, if we're doing, for example, like the low tech, instead of him just picking out, like, what do you want to do, and he picks out, like, let's say corn, like, we say the word as he picks it, like, when he gets it, and we're like, okay, so you want corn, like, not just, like, take it.
Yeah, that's very important, actually, that you mentioned that. So a lot of the time when a patient has a speech disorder, you have to work with having them say it too. So obviously, yes, you don't want him to just go over and then you say corn. So maybe say like, can you say corn, or like say like corn, and like try and have him sound it out, because obviously if he's just picking it up, that's not really improving his speech. So yeah, that's a great question. Any other before I move on? No? Okay. So I don't think this is on here. Yeah. So yeah, so now I want to talk about just like, this is kind of the wrap up of the session, just my recommendation for your son. So like I said before, just using the AAC device and the low tech devices within the therapy sessions and at home. And I know that sometimes like the greatest concern about an AAC device to parents is that it almost might backtrack their son or daughter's use of speech, but it actually does the complete opposite, which I think is awesome. So it almost gives your child like confidence to speak because they have like a voice, and it also provides less stress. So if they know, oh, I can use this to communicate, people will understand me, it's almost that. Like it's just that easy. And so most of the time, once you use an AAC device for a while, our goal is to have their brain constantly working on speech sounds and improving their language skills and communication skills by using all these types of devices. So what do you think you guys would want to do for your son, or maybe even both, low tech or high tech? Any recommendations, or what you think would work best for your son?
How expensive is a high tech AAC?
So there's two types of high tech. There's either you can buy an app, so just like on your iPhone or your iPad, and those could be up to like, cheapest I would say would be like $10 a month to $30, $40 a month. And obviously, I mean, in my opinion, those are very useful because you can use them on the go. Like sometimes with low tech, like this, you can see is on like a key ring, like you can bring that around, but if you make a board, you're obviously not gonna go to the store and bring that. So I think a lot of the time the apps are really useful and all that stuff. But if you get an actual device that's not an app, so like an actual AAC device, those could be up to $1,000. So most of the time you would use this in a therapy session because we can pay for that and have them use that and all that stuff. And there's also insurance. Insurance most of the time covers it. It just depends on like how much use it's gonna get and what type of disorder the child has and like all that type of stuff. Any questions?
Are SLPs, is that the, whatever,
No.
are they paid for by the school, or are you like privately contracted by us?
So if you work in a school, you are paid through the school, but you can have private practice, which is then you're paid obviously differently, kind of through your own organization. But yeah, that's about it. Any other wrap-up questions? Okay, well, thank you for taking the time to come and talk about your child's diagnosis.
I love our kid.